Yo, all right, let's get started. So like I said, today I'm going to be adding this little dog to the laser puzzle game. It's going to be something that you need to avoid hitting with the laser, so kind of like an obstacle. Not intentionally trying to roast the dog, but we'll say it's a fake dog. It's a test dog so that real dogs aren't hurt. But yeah, I've already gone ahead and modeled it. I think I just copied something I'd found a while back, and now I just want to add it to the game. So let's do that. So first thing I'm going to need to do is I have an asset registry. I need to register it there. Pretty sure I already have the dog. Yep. Okay, so now I just need to make sure it's loading correctly. So I'm going to make a new level. Go to my level registry. I have this work in progress staging area. So let me just add a dog. Level create dog. And I'll need to add a dog. Let's see here. Let's call that dog. Transform. Just think for a sec. Update matrix. Yep, that's fine. Rotation. That's good. I'm not sure I'm going to make it movable. Selectable, I guess, although there's nothing really it can do. Rotatable, no. It will be a laser collider. It's not a portal. And I'll create a tile under it. Yep. Okay, so that all sounds good. So let me go ahead and add a dog at 0, 0, and let's see what that looks like. So I'm gonna restart the game. That's not a dog. Whoops. Oh, I didn't actually grab the right model. So let's see the model I'm using, portal, the dog. There he is. Okay, cool. Well, he's a little too big, so I do need to scale him down. Doesn't quite fit. So I think, let's see, I probably had to model him a little larger than the others that I have. So I'm gonna set a custom transformation for him in the asset loader. So let's do a model, do a dog transform. Something. It is not going to apply a rotation. It will apply probably a translation. So let me just do matrix translation. And I think I will do let's see, what am I going to apply to this? Oh, and I need to scale as well. Actually, I don't even think I need a translation. That's not it at all. It is centered, no? Yeah, it is centered. It's just a rotation that I need. So I'll take the entity transform and I need to apply a scale, matrix scale. Let's do that. Like 3D. And the scale will be, I don't think it's quite 0.5, but let me just try 0.5. Just in case. Let's see if that's enough. I'm not actually applying it. Let's see here, dog, asset, model, dog transform. Yeah, 0.5 is a little bit small, and I do need to actually translate it up. So let me do both of those. Matrix scale. And I'm going to need another matrix multiplication. Of the matrix translate. And let me just do a 0.5 up there. Oh, that's strange. Let's see, why did that move him back? Oh, whoops, yeah, because okay, so 0.5 was correct in the y-axis. Okay, actually, it's kind of cute. It's a nice spot, and it does sit really nicely. Maybe that is okay. It doesn't seem to sit right in this axis. Is that really centered? Not quite sure it is. Seems like he needs to come back on the X a little bit. So let me try like minus 0.1. It's times like this I wish I had hot reloading working. Yeah, maybe 0.05. That looks center to me. I'm gonna assume that's center. So yeah, actually 0.5 could be good. But okay, we have another problem though. and that is that the dog is not going to be capable of being hit by the laser based on where he's standing. So I could make him taller, but then his proportions would be a little off. So I think I might give him a little pedestal. Let's see. So if I add like a laser emitter now, let's see where we at here. So if I'll add a laser emitter at 0, 1. Oops. Laser emitter 0, 1. And yeah, put the dog there. Yeah, it's not going to hit him. I also need him to, let me think for a sec. I think I might need him to, I just want to make sure he can rotate okay. So let me give him a little 90-degree rotation. Actually, it'd be, let's do -90. Should face the other way. Yeah, so how much do I need to raise him up by? Let's try another unit. So now he can be hit. I think I might even lower that a little bit. Kind of would, I don't want him that high up. Let me try 0.75. That still goes over him. Let me just try 1. Still goes over him. 1.25. Okay, that hits him. That hits him from every angle then. So now I want to add some bases beneath him. So I do have these just kind of stock bases. I see. Base, yeah. So maybe I could stack a couple of those under there. So if I go to the dog, let's see. How do I want to do those, guys? So that is going to be strange that those bases are going to be there. Just select, I like that the selection wire works nicely. Still selects it as like a single unit. Gosh, this is the kind of thing that sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't just like, rather than trying to scale all this and manage it inside of, inside my game, maybe I want to pull the dog model out. And because I'm loading what? I'm loading the OBJ, right? So maybe I do want to just like open this up in Blender and scale it correctly and do all that instead of Blender. I think I'm going to do that. That way I can know the exact height and I can scale this. Well, I do know the scale that I actually need right now is half. So I need the dog to be half as large. It's just that I don't want to deal with all of those tiles being separate entities. And not that I'm planning on moving the dog. Oh, funny. I totally forgot I left that in there. But I think I want to... let me just try it first. If I'm not planning on moving it, it's not going to be an issue because I can just make those not clickable. Yeah, let me do that. Let me try it first, and then so I'll have to create a couple of tiles. So let's do bases, I should say. Bases. Oops. So it's going to need a transform, it's going to need position, it's going to need all that. But I think I can just copy that in. So I'll just do entity set transform, and it will be entity transform. And then I may need to update a little bit here. So I'll do entity transform position. It's going to be adding vec3 add the entities transform position, and I will add well, this first one maybe won't add anything. Let me just set it at the right location. So entity set model with transform, and I'm going to add, there's no concern with the rotation actually. So I'll just do entity set model, entity models base. Let's see what that looks like first before I go too crazy here. Error, what's up? Base entity. Oh, oops, I'm not using it. Thanks. That's why compiler warnings are good. Okay, that is not the right location. Probably an issue with my asset. Yeah, I'm not loading it with transform, and I need to give it the asset model entity transform. So let's give it that. So now at least it offsets it correctly. Cool. So now it's firmly on the ground. So how many of those am I gonna need? I think, if I'm not mistaken, those should each be 0.1 high, which does tell me that the dog is just at least gonna need to be an increment of 0.1. So I'm gonna raise it up to 0.3, which tells me that I'm gonna need to put, let's see, if the dog is 0.5, I think I'm gonna need 8? That doesn't sound right. Maybe 5? I don't know. Well, let me figure this out. I'll make a loop for this. It's definitely gonna be 3 at least. So let me try 5. I think it's 5. The only thing is I'm gonna add I is gonna be the Y. So let me rename that Y. So this entity base entity transform position is going to equal, whoops, I can't do plus equal because this is C, not C++. I'm going to add the base entity transform position. I'm going to add just that Y component to it of 0, Y, 0, and I'll cast that to a float. And that should work. I just need to update entity, update, let's see, matrix, transform, update local matrix. That's what I wanted to do. So this will be the base entity. Hey, Newgat, thanks for the follow. Base entity transform. All right, let's see if that works. Oh, that is totally, whoa. Oh yeah, of course, because I'm not trying to add Y by itself. I'm trying to add Y in increments of 0.1, right? So that's, there we go. 5 looks like too many. So actually I think 4. 4 looks right. Okay, cool. This is C. Just plain C. The white is a little aggressive, so I think I might just add a color to these. So entity set color, and I'm going to take the base entity and add the color gray. That looks better. Toned down a bit. Cool. Okay, so that stops the laser, but it doesn't do anything. It should trigger the end of the level. You didn't know what was the thing? Plain C. Yep. This is C. If you've heard of C++, C++ extends C. So this is C++ without the plus plus. Yeah, I'm not using any game engine here. I am using a library called Raylib. You've never heard of it? It's pretty cool. It has bindings for a lot of different programming languages. So if you do want to use C# or something else that you're familiar with, you can use Raylib for that. But Raylib has all these really nice examples and makes it really easy to like get up and running with game development. Honestly, probably easier than Unreal or Unity for just getting something up and running very quickly. But it's not, you know, obviously it doesn't provide as many things out of the box as a game engine, but at least for like opening a window, getting something running with just code, Raylib's great. Would highly recommend it. And you know, there's plenty of examples here. There's multiplayer, I guess. There you go, local multiplayer. Yeah, they got lots of examples, so you can follow along here. And if you click any of these examples, they'll show you the C code. But the C code looks very similar to whatever language binding you might use. So yeah, I'm trying to decide now. So the dog is going to end. It's going to be considered a game over event. So I do have a game over situation with laser beams crossing. So if I cross two lasers, it causes a black hole to happen and resets the level. So I effectively want something similar, where not necessarily a black hole, but like I want it to trigger a game over when the dog gets hit. So it's going to be very similar to the logic I've done for this black hole situation, and reset the level. So play a little animation, maybe the dog gets toasted, and then when the once that animation finishes, it just resets the level. So that'll be the plan here. So let me go back to my little work in progress level here. So how can I do that? So right now, how am I dealing with the black hole? I think it's its own system, black hole system. I haven't looked at this code in a while. Does lose consist? Yeah, funny. Game over. This is just checking if the black hole exists. I think the laser system might check. How do I cross? Gosh, where am I checking for laser crosses? This has been a while. Check laser receiver. Black hole system does not check this. It's just checking if a black hole exists. Okay. I know, where would I be checking this? Laser collision, check for laser collision. That is, so checking if two lasers have collided, fix the Y value since laser collisions are done in 3D. This is it, okay. Check for multiple lasers colliding. I'm gonna just change that comment a little bit so that it's clearer as to what it's doing. Okay. Have I been making games for long? Yeah, I've got a few like game jam games I made. And I've worked professionally in Unity. I've worked with Unity in one form or another since like 2014 or 2015. I've worked with Gato. I have not done anything really with Unreal, but I used to toy around when I was a little kid making games with Game Maker and Dark Basic. But this is maybe my first real attempt at making like a game that I intend on selling and polishing. Though I have a full-time job, so it's not like I'm spending very long on it. So it'll take me a while to wrap it up, but yeah. I don't know if that answers your question. Not professionally, although I've worked on a game professionally for a short period of time. Let's see here, laser collision. So this is in the laser system, but only in Unity, professionally, yes. So I think I could check if it hits a dog in the laser system, because I mean, that's how I do other things. And then what would it spawn though? Like this thing spawns a black hole? Yeah, I think I want the dog system to be its own thing. So I'm gonna do that. And the dog's gonna need its own transition. So if I go look at how am I doing the black hole? It just has a spawn time. You know what? Let me try something. I think just to get it working, I'm going to reuse the black hole situation. Are you only on Twitch? Yeah, I'm only on Twitch. I do like archive my streams to YouTube, and then I post updates and stuff on Twitter. So if you want to follow progress, those are the places you can find me. And I took a little break for a while because I had a bunch of I was in transition, starting a new job, and had other things going on in my life. So, but I'm trying to get back to like streaming more regularly, a few times a week. So I'll try to be doing this. I don't have like a stream schedule or anything, but if I can ever get that stable, then I'll post one. So I'm gonna query for the dog, which means it needs its own flag. So I'm gonna make a component flag for the dog. I usually stream before work. Let's see, add component. I'm going to add the component dog flag as well, which will mean my laser system now has something to query. So, oops. Oh, that's a sort. I put that over by my queries. So I'm just going to this guy. Copy paste. Laser system. Dog query. An active component dog. The level, the laser system dog query, and we're going to store that in the dog query result. And I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom here and going to say for each dog, so dog entity IDX, query entity dog entity ID less than the dog query result entities count and dog entity ID increment. So I'm going to grab that entity T, dog entity. Yeah, well, C# and C++ are both based on C, and they follow the C syntax in a lot of ways. The biggest difference is going to be object-oriented programming. C# is strictly object-oriented. C++ is multi-paradigm, so it can be object-oriented. C has no objects, has no classes. It does have structs, which you can bundle up data in structs. So I can show you like my entity. Here's my entity struct, which has everything an entity can possibly have. If you're familiar with Unity and you know, like Unity has components in that, like you can define a class and attach it to a game object, and then have that, or they're called mono behaviors, I guess, or behaviors. It's you would attach that to a game object, and then that contains state and the methods that operate over that state. C doesn't have the ability to define, like I can't define a method. A struct is just a bundle of data. So the way I organize my project is that I have, my entity has all of the components it could possibly have. And then I have this components flag that I can turn on and off. If you've ever done bit fields in C#, which you probably have done if you're looking at like, gosh, what was it in Unity? I want to say it was like the collision. There's like a collision matrix where you can define the layers, I think it is, whether something can collide or not. And so basically I have these functions that, so if I go to game.c, yeah, this is the what I'm at. Yeah, so I have all these systems that loop over all the entities in my game and decide what to do with them. So it just manipulates the data as needed. So like this is every single system in my game: camera system, movement system, rotation. So like movement, I'll show you an example. So I can rotate this. The rotation system handles that. I can move it around. The movement system handles that. It also makes sure I can only move it to like good places. The laser system deals with the laser. The emitter system emits the laser. The selection system lets me select things. Receiver system determines whether a receiver, this guy, is connected. The portal system is for this new thing I added, which are portals. So that lets me shoot a laser into a portal. And transition system deals with the level transitions. So that's like when I connect a level, transitions in and out. Animation system, I have my own animation system. So I define keyframes just like you'd do in Unity. And then the animation curves that can go between them. Transform system is really just like, you know, in Unity, when you update a transformation matrix, you need to make sure that you also recalculate that. If you update like a position or scale or rotation, you need to recompute the transformation matrix. That's all that does. Black hole system is for this laser cross situation that I showed earlier. So this just deals with the game over or whatever. And then the render system is where I render everything. So this guy, it's kind of a big one, but you know, it loops over all the things, swap shaders. I actually have environments that I'm not showing right now. So if I were to turn this on, you can see I've got like little environments and stuff around. Just to give the game a little bit of... This isn't at all what it's going to look like, you know, finally. This is all just kind of temporary prototype stuff. C# isn't this complex. C is much simpler than C#. C# is very complex. There's like 32 keywords in the entire C language, and it has no methods. It has no classes. C doesn't have dynamic arrays. It doesn't have hash maps. It doesn't have most of the things you'd use regularly in C#. So C is much simpler. Any sufficiently complex game in C# is going to be far more complex than a game in C. But I mean, like, you know, this probably looks familiar to you, right? Like, okay, I'm going to loop over all the dog entities. I don't know if you guys can read this. Is this too small or should I bump it up? So yeah, I'm going to loop over the dog entity, right? And I'm going to look for, let's see, what am I going to do? I want to see if the laser collides with the dog entity. So here's the dog entity, is the dog query that I made, entities at the dog entity ID, right? It's just a for loop. You're used to that. I don't have a for each loop, so I can't just like loop over the entities automatically. I got to loop over, in this case, indexes, and grab the entity off of that. This is a pointer. And then I'm just saying const because I don't think I'm going to manipulate the dog entity here. And now I'm going to spawn a black hole at this location. So I'm going to grab all of that. I do need to see if the laser hits. So I'm going to loop over. It's kind of confusing because you can't use for each. Yeah, this is all a for each loop does though. right? Like in C#, it would be whatever for const dog. I can't even remember the syntax. In dog query result entities, that would be like something like this, right? In or of, I can't remember the exact syntax. So it would be this. So this is the same thing. And in fact, you can do this in C# too. Just a little more verbose. This is in C#, when you're able to do a for each loop, that's called syntax sugar, because it's not actually necessary to do the for each loop. It's just a shortcut. It's taking care of a lot of this boilerplate for you. But what I like about C is there's basically just one way to do things. So you don't have to be like, oh, should I use a for each, or should I use link and do dot for each, or should I use, a for loop, or whatever. This is just, I can only loop over values that I can loop over, that I can iterate on. So I think I just want to grab the last laser segment. So I think, is this what I want? Segment type. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Last laser segment. And honestly, if it's not a line segment, then I'm not going to care about it. So I can even do that before I loop over the dogs. Do I have a laser query? I think I should, right? Laser entity, laser query result. Yes. And I want to grab the, this should be all lasers. Okay, I do need to loop over these then for each laser. So for laser entity ID 0, laser entity ID less than laser query result, entities count, laser entity ID plus plus. So for each laser, check if laser collides with a dog. So for each laser, let me grab that laser entity. I just need the last laser segment. So laser segment. Last segment. First off, if the laser entity laser segments count is greater than 0, but don't care if the laser is empty. Don't want to deal with that. I'm planning on making 100 for my play test that I want to hand out. And then I'm probably going to cut out, I want to make too many levels because I'm going to make a lot of crappy levels, to be honest. And then I'm going to cut out all the crappy levels. Yeah, that's my plan. Is I just, once I get all these pieces in place, so I've got quite a few things I still need to make. I've got a bridge, a cross bridge, a color filter that changes the laser color. I've got a rotating emitter, a splitter, a bidirectional mirror, joiner, lens, capacitor, other things that I want to add. And then I just want to mash through levels and make as many as I can and not worry about the quality of the levels. I just want to make 100. After I get that 100 number, I want to give it out to all my friends and whoever is interested in playtesting. And I want to cut out all the levels that I feel like are unnecessary. And maybe I want to cut down to 50 to 70-ish. And then I'll work on polishing the game, updating the visuals. This is effectively programmer art. So I'll figure out what to do for the art and stuff like that afterwards. But yeah, that's the plan anyway. So the last segment is laser entity, laser segments, laser entity, laser segments count -1. Should grab me the final segment. Cache this int segments count. So I'll have to make it a little shorter here. I'm gonna grab the address of that. So there's the last segment. And what do I want to do? Actually, I don't need this to be a pointer. This is pretty small data type. If the last segment type is not equal, if it doesn't equal a segment, laser segment type line segment, which means it didn't hit anything, then I don't care. So now, you know what? I feel like I'm doing this in the wrong place. I actually realize I could be doing this when I'm looping over the laser, because I don't need to wait for the lasers to finish propagating. So actually I can check when I collide. So check for laser receiver, stop the laser, check for portal. I can actually check for a dog in here. Check for dog. This is way better. Else if the entity it collides with, you know, in this case, I don't even need the dog query. Yeah, oops, that's not right. There we go. I don't need that. I can just go here and check if what I hit is a dog. So if the entity has component, collider entity, is that right? Yep, collider entity component dog. And is that all I need? Yeah, that's all I need. So if it hits a dog, then did I make scripts that are reusable? Sometimes. I usually, whenever I use Unity or any game engine or anything, like, or even here, right? Like I try my best just to not make things reusable first. I just try to prototype something as soon as I can. Because in game development, the most important thing is like, are you making something fun? Are you making something interesting? And reusability and things like that are not important until you know that what you've made is like interesting compared to like other software. I would argue other software, you need to make sure you're making something interesting too. So I don't worry too much about reusability. You'll see I'm doing a lot of nested loops and all kinds of stuff. I don't care. I just want it to be fun. So I'm going to grab this black hole spawn code because I want to, for now, just spawn a black hole on the dog just as a quick shortcut to see if this works. What is this? Collision. Shouldn't I have access to this collision point? So this is going to be the black hole entity is going to create here. Transform is the collision point. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's see if that works. If I turn this on, it should spawn a black hole. Cool. And it ends the level. So, okay, great. So that's at least the first phase of this, which is I want hitting the dog to end the level and restart. I just reuse the black hole code because that's for the lasers crossing, but it works for this as well. So actually what I want to do is just kind of make the dog toasty, turn it black, and just pull everything away and reset or something. Or maybe actually the way I want it to reset the level is I'm eventually going to have little, like when you see these guys drop it in, when I end a level here, you'll notice they get pulled out, right? But there's nothing pulling them out. I want to have a little winch that comes down, grabs them, pulls them out. So there's some explanation as to like why these components are being removed from the level. But actually an idea I have with this dog is when you toast the dog with the laser, a winch should come, remove the dog, and drop a new dog in. So the level will continue, but it'll turn the laser off. So it's not going to be considered a game over right away. It'll more be like, nope, you can't do that, and it'll replace the dog. So I'm not going to do this. Instead, I'm going to say I need to replace the dog. So I might need to add an animation here. So I think, how am I going to do this? Like, I want to reuse the level transition I have. So what happens if I just set the level? Yeah, thanks, Nugat. Enjoy the hike. And thanks for stopping by. What happens if I just set that? Why is that not considered a stopping? Link to portal. Well, this should definitely be considered laser stopped. Let me take a look at my transition system. Bet the logic's in there. So let's see. You lose, fly all the entities into the black hole, and then what? I set animation. Boom. Does the black hole system have some of this in it? Level change level. If the black hole entity is not null, the game lose condition transition type is none, then it is a game over. So this is check if black hole is complete or something. Whole animation. So I just want to replace the dog. If it's not lose condition, do a normal transition. Gosh, there's so many ways to do this. I'm just trying to think about. And I could set the animation in here and fly the dog out and then fly it back in. But I want it to kind of match whatever's happening with the level transition. Do lose condition transition. It's not quite a lose condition. I just wanted to reset the dog. Yeah, maybe I'll consider it just like a normal loss, but how do I get it to reset the current level? Lose condition. I think I might want like a lose condition type, because there's like different ways to lose the game, and I want them to have different animations. But I also need to know which dog was hit. funny because like the black hole system actually worked pretty well for this, but it's not what I want to happen. But do I want the transition system managing that? I might just have a separate dog system. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, let me go move forward with that one. So the dog is no longer just going to be a flag, but it's going to be a whole struct with its own thing. So it also needs a spawn time dog, not spawn time, but like hit time, and yeah, I guess. Let's see here. How's the black hole? Spawn time is 0. Dog hit time. I think I'm gonna be like, I need like a not hit dog, not hit. No, I need the Boolean just to be explicit. Hit. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So then in that case, the entity dog is no longer a flag. It's going to be component dog. And I'll add a entity set dog. Oops, that's not it. And entity dog equals dog. There we go. Just game.c. I'll just do a little organization here. I like having this guy here. I don't need asset. Level registry, we'll need laser system. Well, actually, I'll put that one back because I'm going to just mark the dog as hit. So this will be entity collider, entity dog hit is true. Oh, and I need to make sure that the entity, that's what's missing here. It needs also that dog component. Dog. Dog T, what's up? I'm not exporting it. Dog component. Dog T. Oh, whoops, type def. Just missed a keyword here. There we go. Okay. Entity.c. I assumed that my tool was wrong instead of me, but I should always assume I'm wrong. So I don't know if I want to consider a lose condition. That is one thing that I want to go back here. This is not a lose condition. It does hit the dog, which will mean collider entity dog hit is true, and collider entity dog hit time is going to be now. Time get. Don't need any of this. Not doing a black hole. And then when I create the dog in the level registry, I need to not just add the component dog here, I need to set dog. So this will be entity set dog. It'll be the entity, and let's just do dog default because that's all I need. Actually, this now gives some reason to have the dog's stand be separate from the dog itself, because then just the dog can be replaced, but the stand can stay in place. Okay. Where am I at? So at this point, I've detected that the dog is hit. I've set the time the dog was hit, but nothing should happen. Right? Okay. So this is fine. I'll even just do a little log here. Log, debug, dog hit. Right? So let me just make sure I see that. Dog hit. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, that should just do it once. If collider entity dog hit is false, then just do the dog hit. So it should just do it once. Boom. Okay, dog hit. Cool. That's exactly what I wanted. So now that the dog is hit, I need to reset it. So I need to start the animation to pull it out, and then I need to add it back in. So let's do this. So I'm going to create a, I really do want to handle it in the transition system, just because I want the timings to be the same as I'm using for the level transitions. I don't know if that's a good reason to do that or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. So if there's any dog that is hit, then I want to handle that. So, okay, this handles the normal level transition. This handles the black hole. Now let's handle the dog situation. So if there's any hit dog, so I'm going to do a query for that. So private pool hit transition system dog hit query. So this will return an entity has component. Entity, it's going to be an active component. It's going to be a dog. I guess I'll grab the transform as well, even though I'm sure it has one. And that entity dog has to be hit. So there should only be one of those. Gosh, the IntelliSense is breaking again. Game.c. Back to transition system, reset active file, and it's fixed. Okay, local persist, entity, dog hit entity, because only one dog should be hit at a time ever. No dog should be hit ever, but I mean, in the game logic. Level state, level transition system, dog hit query, dog hit entity. Gosh, I'm not going to name it. I'm just going to call it dog entity. Okay. So if there is a dog that is hit, we need to replace him. So if dog entity does not equal null and the dog entity, well, wait, and what? And that's hit? No. Start transition, right? So I need to determine what the stages of the animation. So if the dog entity does not have, it needs to not have the component animation, right? So if entity has component, dog entity, component animation. So if it doesn't, then we need to start dog animating out. It doesn't have the component and it's still considered hit because the dog entity dog is hit. Ooh, in that case, I actually take this back because I'm just going to query for all dogs because I'm going to then need to put that dog back. Oh gosh, this is a little bit complicated, but no, it should be fine. So I want at the end of that animation, I want to do the animation of it coming back in. Now let's start with it going out. If I need to add more data, I'll do that. So anyway, dog entity. Did I put that back? Oh, I just want the hit dog. Yeah, that's cool. Dog entity. I'm gonna add an animation. And actually I'm just gonna yoink the entity flyout stuff. So I want all of that to be applied here. So this is going to be dog entity. Dog entity. Dog entity. Dog. 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 It's kind of a good check that I'm actually animating the right thing. Okay. Boom. Let's see if that works. Not animating. What's up? Okay. Dog hit is true. Dog hit time gets the current time, which is not really a big deal. It's not actually using it right now. Actually, not even sure if I need that. That's just handled by the animation. Yeah, I'm not using that. I'm gonna pull it out. But the dog hit is true, so this should cause some transition system. If it doesn't have a component animation, which it shouldn't, then the dog is hit. Well, no shit, because it's already hit. Then we're doing this, and we're adding the animation. Animation type, it's taking its position, it is animating it out. I'm probably gonna wrap this in a function. I'm reusing it. Reused from level transition. Oh, wait a sec. Where is it? What? How am I timing this animation? Is this based on the level transition rate? Set animation, animation target. Initial position. Offset time. Add keyframe. Huh. Why? If it does not equal null, okay, well that means just check that log. Am I missing something? Because it's not even querying. It's not getting that a dog has been hit, and a dog has definitely been hit by the laser. Not sure I like that variable name. Dog hit. Dog query. Entity has a component dog, and it has been hit. Should it be active? Let me just double check those. So create dog. I just always assume active is correct. Yeah, active should be the default. Create entity. Transform. It does have a entity set transform. It has transform component, so it has all the components I need. But yet it is not finding. Is there a top level? If the transition type does not equal type out. Ah, okay. I am inside of another condition that I shouldn't be. That's what's going on. I want to have this happen totally independently because this is all the level transition logic. Got it. That's the problem. Okay, hold on a sec. So this is do normal transition. Yeah, fine. Transition the level, right? This is transitioning out. Transition the current level out. Transition the next level in. Okay. And then if there's a dog that's been hit by the laser, then start animating it out. Okay, so this, there we go. It was just inside of one extra condition it shouldn't have been. Okay, so that pulls the dog out. Great, that's exactly what I want. And now at the end of this, which I could do, okay, when this happens, I want to turn the laser off and then bring a new dog in and reset its hit state and remove its animation. I don't know if the animation system removes animation system. I think it removes the remove animation if it's not looping. Yeah, okay, so that already does that. So I don't need to do that. So I just need to reset its hit state. So turn the laser off, bring in a new dog. I don't think I have animation callbacks at this point, but this would be a perfect use case for it. I'm putting a fan on. It's hot in here. Hopefully you can't hear that in the microphone. Noise canceling seems to be working. Okay, so let's see. Do I have an animation callback? It's been a while since I looked at this code. No callback. Animation. Animation complete callback. Yeah, this would be a perfect one to, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's do an animation complete callback while we're here. So we're gonna extend the animation system. This is an old comment. How to handle overlapping keyframes. Dunno. Haven't had to deal with that yet. Animation keyframe. Gosh, I'm trying to even remember. How do I do a callback? Do I have an example of that? Type def. Oop. Void. Oh, that's right. It's the function that's got the. Animation complete callback. And it'll also take no parameter. In fact, what if I don't make it a pointer? Does that work? And then I can just make it a pointer here. Animation complete callback. I think that works. And then in my animation system, complete. Remove animation if it's not looping. Animation time. That's a to-do. That's not actually happening. Else Let's see if I can log debug animation complete. Just make sure that's happening here. Total animation time. Why would that be? Is this just happening over and over again, even though the animation's over? Oh gosh, yes it is. It's probably a float precision issue. The current animation time, let me do the total animation time, and what are these floats? So I do the total animation time minus the current animation time. If this is less than, is greater than float epsilon. Oh, whoops. Okay, well now animation complete is getting called like crazy. Yeah, of course. But that's good. So now I should say animation processing. So we should see that until we see animation complete. No animation complete. Interesting. So is this still... That's still going? I can't even tell. Let me like log it with some time, just so it's like... Oh, yeah. That'll be the current time? Good time yet. Okay, well, and then it's done. But why isn't the else called? Because what's in the outer loop is what? Animation entities. Did they not get removed? That's strange. Must get it removed somewhere. Maybe because it's a new level, so they don't have animation entities. I could see that, I guess. Entity remove component. Transition system deals with removing them. Got it. Okay, that's what's happening. That makes sense. Okay. But I'm not removing it in the other one. Okay. I'm just going to comment that out for future because it might be useful. And then I'll log animation complete similarly. So at this point, if the animation entity, animation, do I have the animation? Yep. Animation on animation complete does not equal null. Does this have a default? Yeah. Target on animation complete equals null. Scoot all these guys over. Hey, Shafak. Pause a moment to figure out how to pronounce that. What's the... Not like this? What's up? Animation complete, then animation on animation complete. We're going to call that. Does that work? We'll see. This might crash. Nope, didn't crash. Did not crash. And here, remove animation if not looping. So I'll say I also need to replay the animation if it is looping. Set animation if looping, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. If animation doesn't have a loop flag at all, so I might as well add that, although I'm not sure I'm using it yet. So am I going to worry about this if I don't have anything? I definitely am going to have looping animations, so okay, I'll add one. A lot of bool here. Loop. And I'll add one here. Loop is false. Okay. So reset animation if looping. I guess I could. I just don't want like if I'm not going to test it right now, I don't really want to do that. So animation loop, not then destroy the animation. So we're going to do entity remove component, entity component animation. Where's the actual entity? What's it called? Animation entity. And I might, yeah, I think I can just leave the rest of the entity alone. I might regret this later, but I'll at least say like test this. I put this here. Animation. Oops, animation. Time. It's a float. Hey, Chow. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I'll reset the animation time. Okay. Cool. All right. Now I just need to make sure that this actually works. So if I go back to my transition system and start dog animating out, I just want to do, a simple little callback here and just like double check that this works. So I'm going to do private pool, transition system dog on animation complete. And that's going to be, oops, not white bool. It's not a bool, it's a void. And I'm just going to do a log here. Debug dog animation complete. Just make sure that gets called. So when I create this animation, I'm going to do dog entity on, or sorry, animation on animation complete is equal to transition system dog animation complete. Does that work? I hope so. Dog animation complete. Boom. Replacing dog. Where's that from? Replacing dog. Well, it should have removed the animation. Interesting. Okay. If it doesn't have the component, oh, because it's getting added over and over again. Right. Okay, no, that's expected. So all I need to do here now, oh God, how am I gonna pass? I need to pass some context to it too. Yeah, so dog animation complete needs context. Hey Psych, thanks for the follow. So if I go to my animation system, I'm gonna need context. So that is going to be anything. So void star on animation complete context. That is going to be up to the caller. on animation complete context. So that means in the animation system, is this not defined? What? That's crazy. Why would I even have this function? Animation get total time. That's a silly function. Why would I have that? Why would that not be an error? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So that also. So one more thing. That means that the animation complete callback actually takes context. So this will be void star context. So this guy, my transition system, actually needs some context. So what is the context here? I think I'm going to give it the entire dog entity. So I think in this case, the entity, dog entity, is going to be an entity with context. I'm going to cast that. And now I'm going to say the dog entity dog hit is false. That should end this dog animation loop. And then also the animation system needs to call the on animation complete with the context. So do the animation on animation complete context. So give it that. Cool. Oh, and one other thing is the transition system. When I set that callback, I also need to set the context. So dog entity animation on animation complete. I'll move this to the bottom here. Let me put that up there. Complete context is going to be the dog entity. Cool. I think it worked. I'm not seeing the looping animation situation anymore, so that's a good sign. Now I need to bring a new dog in. I need to turn the laser off. Wait, the laser did turn off. Did it? Wait, did I? Well, let me try that again. Okay. Oh yeah, geez. Maybe the context. I might need to define a separate context here. So I'm going to do type def struct. Oh boy, this is going to be quite a name. Context. It's an internal structure here. I also want the level state, or maybe I want the laser that hit it. That means the dog. I need to add a little more information to the dog struct. So I'm going to do the entity IDT laser hit entity. So this is the one I want to turn off. The ID null. You give it that in that context when I actually register the hit. What's up? Do I have some tabs where I should? Strange. Huh. Okay. Anyway. So when I hit that entity, dog hit. It's true. I also want to set the laser. So collider entity dog laser hit entity is equal to the laser entity ID. Okay. So that tells me which laser to grab, which means that when I create this context, I want the dog. I also need the laser. So laser entity T laser entity, and dog or entity T dog entity. And I think that's it. Can I not do a static struct like that? More than one storage class? That's okay. Transition system, dog on animation complete. So this is actually going to be a transition system, dog on animation complete T type. What you talking about? Context. This is going to be the actual. Let's see here. Entity T dog entity is equal to the CTX dog and the. Oh, that's fine. Actually, I can just do this directly. So CTX dog entity dog hit is false. And let me make sure I cast that. So the context here is actually going to be a transition system on animation complete context T. And the dog entity is going to equal the dog entity. And the laser entity is going to be the level state level entities with the dog entity, dog laser hit entity ID. Whew, that's a mouthful, but I think we're good there. Grab that entity. Boom. All right, and that's a context. What's up? What is up? Value. Of course, it needs to be a pointer. Gah, this is gonna be my first memory allocation. That would be funny. You know, no, this can't happen more than once, so I'm gonna do a local persist on animation complete context. On animation complete context, it's going to equal. No, you know what? That's sketchy. Yeah, I guess I'll just allocate it. Let's see here. Oops, my malloc does not use that. What is it? It just takes a size. All right. What's up? Oh, I think I can just set this then. Hold on, I'm a little lost here. I don't really want to do these allocations every time I need to do this. So I'm gonna just store a local context here, a local variable. And then this is going to equal the, so on animation complete context is going to equal that. This is going to equal a reference to on animation complete context. Okay, I think that'll work. Or I'm doing something super unsafe, but I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fine. It's just a game. Let's see if this works. Oh, that happened very fast, but that might be expected. Oh no, that's right. So if I want to turn the laser off, then context, laser entity, laser, not segments. I want to do laser emitter. Firing is false. I may need some more. I may need to hide the laser that's associated with it too. Firing false didn't do it, so one sec. Just log debug for a sec and say like this is called cool. Okay, so that's definitely called. But firing false is not enough. Firing equals false. And wait, what? Firing equals not firing. And if the laser entity, ooh, I probably want to wrap that up too. Let me just, oh gosh, because now in addition to the laser emitter entity, I also need to then pass, you know what, instead of this, I'm going to do level state. I'm going to pass the whole level state while I'm at it, because I really want to be able to query the level. Well, maybe not the whole level state, I just want like the level. Yeah, let's do that. Grabs the laser emitter. Oh, wait a sec. Whoa, what am I setting here? Am I setting the laser emitter? Laser system? That's probably a better question. Laser hit. But which emitter hit it? Laser entity. Laser hit entity. And does the laser entity have a parent? Nope. Does the laser emitter, okay, hold on a sec. So I actually want the laser emitter that fired it. That's what I want, because that'll get me both. Okay, so hold on, I can go back a bit. Let me put that, this will be the laser emitter entity. Laser emitter entity. Then I'll be able to grab that laser from there. Nope, you know what, discard all that. Laser emitter. Okay, so this emitter. Laser system. When I look for the dog, this is actually the laser hit. Nope, I want to rename that laser emitter entity ID. Laser emitter hit entity ID. Let's do that. Yeah, you can rename that guy. Dog laser. Yeah, let's do that. That's all fine. Okay. This is a different thing. It's not the laser itself, because the laser itself is a separate entity, but I actually want the entire laser emitter that hits it. So, okay. Deal with this in a sec. I just need to make sure I set the right thing. So this is not the laser entity. Which laser emitter am I dealing with? this looks at laser entities. Shit. I need like a wire back. I need a link back. I need that laser. Yeah, this is a different issue now, is that I need the laser. Look at this. I go to add a dog and I find that all kinds of other things are broken. Hey Anna, how does that answer your question? Entity ID T laser emitter entity ID. This it's going fine. Sounds like my average day. Yeah. I always go to every time I go to add a dog to my day, I find out that my laser needs an emitter ID. That's a pretty normal day. So, okay, this is going to be a whole other thing. So now every time I create a laser, I need to make sure that that emitter is being set. So how do I know that? Entity add entity set laser.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
Entity set laser. Also, yeah, maybe like where are you called from? Cool, one spot. That's actually really nice. Entity create laser. Oh, well, maybe. Level create laser. Laser emitter ID is equal to laser emitter ID. What? Emitter entity ID. There we go. Okay, that's cool. That ended up not being a big deal. Okay, so now that's fine. That's fine. Let's go back to the transition system. I'm just gonna close everything to the right. Just clean up my mess here. Don't need that, don't need that. Okay. So the laser emitter entity, I won't have this. I actually do need that laser entity. So nice. Awesome. I'll go watch shortly. I think I'm pretty close here. I'm just trying to turn this laser off, and then I'll honestly, I may not get everything I wanted done, but I'll call it there. Just to go watch the game. And because this is definitely turning into something a little bit more complex than I anticipated. Setup, animation complete, fallback. Okay. What's up? Expected. Oh, it's probably not even a problem here. It's like way up here. Log entity. Okay. The laser system. This guy was setting something else. It was setting. Where's the dog? Laser. Emitter. And honestly, I can set all this context. That way I don't have to. So go back to the transition system. I'll add the laser entity. I'll add the laser emitter entity. Laser entity, the dog entity. That gives me everything I need. So the entity T, laser and emitter entity. is equal to the context laser emitter entity. The laser entity is equal to the context laser entity. The dog entity should give me everything I need. Context dog entity. Dog entity dog hit false. Laser emitter entity laser emitter firing false. And then laser entity laser entity remove component laser entity component active flag. That sets the laser inactive. Okay, that's all I needed to do here. Okay, now I just have some syntax errors somewhere because God knows where that would be. Level registry, that's fine. Transition system is probably in the laser system. Laser emitter. Dog. Laser emitter hit entity ID is going to equal the laser. Laser is set. Laser emitter entity ID. There we go. Okay, so that sets that. Now if I go to the transition system, that's all good. I go down here, and when I set the laser, when I set these in the right order, laser emitter entity is going to be the level state level entities, and actually it's going to be this emitter. Now the laser entity is going to be that. Let me actually just grab this here. So entity T laser emitter entity is that. Entity T laser entity is going to be the laser emitter entity laser emitter. Grab that. It's going to be laser emitter entity. Laser emitter laser entity ID. And then the dog entity is just dog entity. Okay, that's already set. Okay, so laser emitter entity. Laser entity, dog entity. Okay, this should work now. Let's see if it compiles. I will feel pretty good. Boom! It turned the laser off. Nice. There we go. I don't know if I'm ready to do the second half of this, but the second half of this is basically going to be replacing the dog. So, this is where I could add dog back in, and I could now add the entity fly out, entity fly in. I could grab all of this, and so the entity here is going to be the dog entity, dog entity. Okay. Let's see, is that going to add a dog back in? Nope. It's, how do I grab its initial position? Gosh, the dog entity transform position. It's probably initial position. Y should be 0. Bounce height. Oh no, final position should be this. Final position Y should be 0. There it goes. Okay. Boom. Dog comes back in. We get a new dog. I can give this a little bit of an offset. I don't want it to like yoink out right away. So I can add a little bit of animation offset. Offset time. Do like plus 2 seconds. Oh gosh, I'm doing it again. I'm not editing in the right place. This is the dog offset time. This is what I want 2.0. Weird. Okay, well that didn't quite work, right? Entity add keyframe float time. What if I do that? Ooh, crashed. Oh, of course, because it expects. So if I add this, no longer really reusing this. I'm changing these quite a bit. Not quite what I expect. Ease none. Initial position. Let's see here. So it should, my expectation is that it does nothing, then it does nothing. Start offset time is 2 plus start offset time. This will be the start offset time. This frame should be start offset time. Okay, that's more or less what I expect, actually. Just do a 1 second instead. He's gone, he's back. He's gone, he's back. And now in the render system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to query for a dog that is hit, which should only have 1. So private render system hit dog query. Turn entity has component, entity component active, component dog. Yes, it should have a component model, and entity dog hit. So this is just going to be a single entity. So I'll do a dog hit entity. Render system hit dog query, dog hit entity. And now if there is a dog that is hit, or rather when I'm drawing the model, draw model, that is draw tile, draw model, draw non-tile models. If the material color, let me do this, if the laser receiver, you know what, I don't even need a separate query for this, because I can do that when I go to draw. I'll take that back. I don't need you. We go back to draw model. So this is drawing. I don't care about that. Else if entity has component, entity component dog, and the dog is hit. And the entity dog is hit. Then we're going to set the model color to black. Or maybe I'll do color darken. I think I can do that with the negative value, model color. -1F. I'll probably make it fully dark. Toasty dog. Look at that. Actually, that pretty well completes what I wanted to today. Maybe that's a little much, but no, I want a little more than that. I'm going to do one last thing, and that's just, I'll do the one. I'm just going to make a very quick level just to showcase this. Boom, toasty dog. All right, so let me save this. Go back to tasks on that. I'm sorry, toasty dog. Done. Now we need dog levels. So let me do that. Add dog component. Save that. But before I go for the day, I'm just going to make a little level. I always like to make like a level showcasing whatever new entity or rather new component I added for the day. So yeah, let me design a little level with this new dog situation. So I call it don't hit the dog, right? And so the first thing I want to do is I'll put a laser at -2, -1. That'll be the emitter. -2, -1, or even -1, 1. I'm going to rotate it 90 to the right, so that's -90. I am going to throw an emitter on... Ooh, where do I want to put the emitter? Hold on. Boom. I want the dog in the way. Okay, maybe I'm going to do -2, -1. Dog is going to go at 0, -1. I'm going to leave the dog facing normal direction. I'm going to have the receiver at 2, -1. 2, -1. And instead of that direction, I'm just going to rotate it 90. So let's make sure that these are facing the right way. All right. That looks good. I think I might scooch everything over a little bit. Let me reset this and see what the camera looks like. Kind of want it all up and over. Yeah, I'll do that. Up and over. Yeah, I'll do that because it's going to impact the in the center of the level. So this will be -3, 0. This will be -1, 0. And this will be 1, 0. 1, 0. Okay, how's that look? Okay, cool. That's all in the right spot. I think I want this dog 180. I want him to face, so you can see his little eyes before you decide to ever consider roasting him. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't even consider that. I need to turn the laser off. Haha, funny. I found a bug while I was dealing with this. Okay, that's interesting. So in my transition system, actually, when I like start the transition, I want to turn the laser off. And then the great irony of all of that is laser emitter firing equals false, and laser entity set active. Wait, no, entity set component. Entity remove component. Thank you. Laser entity, laser entity. And I'm going to remove the component active. And then the grand irony is I no longer need either of these passed into this context. So that's gone, that's gone. Oops. And that's gone, and that's gone. So ended up not needing any of that. That's okay. So now if I fire, boom, whoa, that immediately removed it though. I do, okay, hold on a sec. Need to rethink that one. I like actually do want it to, okay, whoa, let me put that back. Offset, yeah. Take back what I said, because I just don't want it to connect. Okay, hold on a sec. The problem is I actually need to turn off the laser at this frame. That's going to get a little bit complicated because I basically need a way to add a bunch of callbacks, and I want to call back like to do callback here. Okay, I might leave this one for tomorrow. That might be a good one. Yeah, I think I will. Allow setting animation callbacks after animation keyframe callbacks, calls back callbacks. And I'm going to use this to turn off laser when dog is hit. Something like that. Or sorry, turn off laser, whatever, when dog starts being removed. But for now, for this one level, I can kind of fix this by, if I scoot the emitter back to 2.0. So if I do, the receiver, if I scoot that back to 2.0, if I throw a wall in at, what is that, 0.0? And I think it's 0, although it might be 90. If I throw that in, now at least the laser will be stopped. Yeah. Okay, so like it won't automatically connect. And now I can throw a few mirrors in. So I can throw a mirror in at -2.0. And that one I want to give a -90 rotation. Then I want a mirror at -2.2. And that one needs a 90, actually 180 rotation, I think. Wait, nope, 90. And then I need a mirror at 1.2. That one will need a 180 rotation. And then a mirror at 1.0. That one will need a 0 rotation. So this should actually be a good valid level, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so, okay, so that's how we could solve that level. So get back to it. But now what I need to do is I want to kind of throw some tiles around so that it is a little deceptive. -2 -2 -1. Oops, not mirror tile. And I'm gonna do one thing. It's kind of a dead. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. It's silly. Throw a tile there. Throw a tile at at 0 -1, and maybe at 0.2, 1.2. Now I'm just going to replace a few mirrors. So We call this one a tile. Call this one a mirror. Oh, actually, yeah. How many do I need? I need 4 mirrors. So I'm going to just call all these tiles. And, well, not all of them, actually. Hold on a sec. Let me just make sure this all looks good before I just start messing with the level. Okay. So let me maybe randomize some of these rotations. So I'll do like 90, minus 90, and this can be a 0, and this can be a 180. And this can be a 90. And then I'm going to switch this one with, hey Boskans, thanks for the follow. Now I'm going to swap some of these around. So I'm going to put that one at 2 minus 1, and this one will be at minus 2, 0. And I'll get a 1. I'm going to do a 1, 2 with a 0, 2. And yeah, let's see how that looks. Should be good enough. Actually, let me give that one the one at minus 2, minus 1. I'm just going to do 0. Okay. Looks better. Yeah. Boom. Dog hit, replacing dog. All right. So there's a, let me save this in my level list here. Portals, boom. Don't hit the dog, you monster. You monster. Replace the level staging area. Cool. Well, that's it for today. So that's the new level I've created. Solvable. Save that. Oh, forgot to update task. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for the follows. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.